Now batting for the sports animal, your afternoon drive. Number 2, men on, Van Nunley and Fred Slow. And in the on-deck circle, Amory Castillo. This is 2 Men On with Van Nunley and Fred Slow.
It's Wednesday, Albuquerque. You know what that means?
It's not Monday?
It's Bob?
Yes.
Damn it.
It's the second or third Monday.
I'll shut up.
3 Mondays in a row, Bob. Everyone knows that.
Tuesdays is like Obama's first term. There's a little hope that Monday's gone. You're going to get through the week. Hump day, there's like, hey, I made it to the middle.
Mm-hmm.
But Wednesday feels like Monday again.
Wednesday's the new Monday.
Wednesday's your second Monday.
Yeah.
Tuesday's like a buffer zone.
Yeah. It's Wednesday.
Yeah.
More like Monday.
Tuesday's like that perineum in between North and South Korea, just like right there in the middle.
It's
like, all right, I got through Monday. Tuesday's not going to be that bad. And then Wednesday comes and you're like, oh God, the weekend is still so far away though.
Emmanuel McPherson is going to join us about 15 minutes.
That's
We're going to talk
great.
about the world of the NFL. He's got some stuff going on in town. That'll be a lot of fun. Mary Taluzzi will join us at 5 o'clock. She, is part of the Wounded Warrior Project here in town. We'll talk to her about a cool upcoming event this weekend at 6:30. My co-host of Going Over, Saleh Taylor, will join us on the program.
I like him.
We'll finish the
not like I don't like our other guests, but
No.
Saleh Taylor though.
Oh, he's so cool.
Like place right here, right in the middle, chest cavity.
Yeah.
My heart.
That's where your heart is.
Right there. My
and
heart.
then we'll have a little pro wrestling talk to end the program today. Also, he and I will record Going Over immediately following the show tonight.
That's
That
nice.
will air Saturday mornings
Good
at
program.
8 a.m. Also, the number one pro wrestling talk show in town. It's a short category to try to get number one in.
It's a one of one. So it's definitely number one. By the way, if anyone else in Albuquerque, surrounding areas, anyone listening all over the world, period, if you have a favorite Albuquerque-centric wrestling show,
I love this.
please send us references so I could critique them and start listening to them instead of Fred's show.
We need to hear more from others. We joke about the world of pro wrestling a lot because obviously I own Duke City Championship Wrestling. If you go to dccwtickets.com, buy a ticket to Duke City Championship Wrestling, that money, Bob, gets slid straight into Daddy's pockets.
Well, not straight into it.
You're right. It has to get washed.
There's some filters.
Yeah,
first.
it's got to get. I'm not putting dirty money in my clean jeans.
You got to invest in a new tattoo parlor real quick. and then get the money.
Yeah.
out.
What do we need? A dispensary and a car wash.
Mm-hmm.
That's my new thing. There's so many car washes.
There's so many car washes.
Yeah, how many cars are there? Is there that many cars?
Also, like I'm in the Mr. program.
Same. I'm a Mr. member.
I'm a Mr. guy.
Yep.
So quick, so easy. They get you through.
Call your boys.
But it's a big missed opportunity not to call it
opportunity.
senior.
All right, say it again.
Senior. We're in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Don't call it Mr. Call it senior.
I think they're in multiple states.
They are. It's a national thing.
Well, you could change the name here. It's just one page of paperwork. I've started a business. It's very easy.
Mr. Car Wash, DBA Senior Car Wash.
Boom.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
Or you could just put a little tilde over the E in Mr. and just call it Mr. Mr. I was like, no. Did I ever tell you how whenever I go into Freddy's, I flash my ID and see if they'll give me free food? Have I talked to you about this? My name's
you
Fred.
You pop them eyebrows up. You're like, huh? Am I right?
Hey, whose day is it? Where are we at? I do this. I walk into Freddy's and I go, whose house? Ah!
Nice.
Go, what?
And they just look at you.
They go, sir, your name is Manfred. I go, but all my friends call
hear me out.
I should legally do something about that.
Legally? Why does it matter?
The second I change my name from Manfred to Fred legally, there's going to be a new sweet burger joint called Manfred's. And I'm going to be so mad.
You could copyright it now.
On a burger joint?
Yeah. or just the name?
I got a sweet name, dude. Like Manfred is a cool name if you like live in Germany. Like here, it's
Sure.
not ample. 505-246-0610. Outside of Rob Manfred, do not call the show about Rob Manfred. 505-246-0610 or text the program. Don't care which. Reach out. Let me know if you know a Manfred in your life. Manfred Man and the Earth Man. Yes.
Okay, besides them,
those two are the obvious two.
you remember how Stranger Things made Kate Bush go over again with the Running Up the Hill
She
song?
ran up the hill.
You've heard it a bazillion times now.
It was big in the 80s.
It was huge in the 80s, and it's huge the last couple years.
Yeah, remix it.
If you change your name to just Fred, you know Manfred Mann and the Earth Band are going to have a huge comeback.
Yeah.
And the douche song is going to come back.
Wrapped up like a
deuce.
It's a deuce coupe. Revved up like a deuce coupe.
Revved up like a douche.
Yeah.
I have 20/20 hearing. I know what he said. I don't care. I don't care what songbird genius on the internet says.
Me keeping the name Fred has really buried Right Said Fred all these years. 0 successes for because I'm still Manfred.
You don't think Right Said Fred is going to come back?
Too sexy for my shirt.
I don't think
Too
that
sexy
song
for
went
my
away.
Shirt. Too sexy. It hurts, Van. I'm on a catwalk. Know what I mean?
I mean, didn't Beef Loser Drake have a I'm Too Sexy song?
Beef Loser is Tua. That's what Tyreek Hill said. Said he was a beef loser. So he did Ozempic.
That is so funny.
Bob, I have so many friends that do Ozempic. I should do Ozempic because I have a Bellers.
You enjoy life a little bit.
Oh, libation?
You have yourself a...
I'm leaving the house today. My lady says, what do you want for dinner? I go, duh, itty bitty Tostino's pizzas. Go get those. Those are super good for us.
Like the actual pizzas or the pizza rolls?
No. The pizzas, the little ones. They used to be $5 for $5. There's no way that's what they are anymore.
Yeah. I remember they went up to $5 for $6. I was like, I'm not paying $1.25.
Hey, I'm
not paying $1.25 for this pizza.
You are me.
This is worth $1. You know this is only worth $1. Don't try to Biden-inflation me into paying $1.25 for this pizza.
Hey, earlier today I said Biden-inflation, and Van has already stole it for the show.
I've used it twice.
Because everybody knows what you mean.
You know what? You know what I've been doing? Also, it's not his fault at all whatsoever.
It still worked. It worked in the punchline.
If you get really mad at Joe Biden for inflation, you do not know how the economy works at all whatsoever, or gas prices. You don't understand the economy.
Don't mess with gas prices.
Yeah. You just forget the extra money that you're paying.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah.
You know what I do with my extra money? I buy little stickers of Joe Biden pointing, and it says, I did that. That's what I do with my extra money. Put it places. Election day was yesterday.
Yeah. I voted. You vote? I know Bob voted.
Yep. Here's my problem. I'm not registered Republican. Big surprise to the listener out there.
Oof, I'm glad you said Republican. Whenever you say you're registered, I'm like, oh, what's coming next? What's coming next? Oh, what's the next word going to be?
What are you doing here in the land of relocation?
Mm-hmm.
What are you here in the land of witness relocation?
Yep.
He said 2 is fat. That's what Tyreek Hill said. So Ozempic. So he thinks he got it. It's a weekly shot. Are you familiar with this?
I'm familiar with it.
I think I need it.
We have friends on it.
We do?
Yeah.
I don't talk to my friends about their medical stuff. I'm not that old yet.
Also, our friends aren't. Some of them aren't independent wealthy, so I think they're on the step down.
What's that?
The generic.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, there's a bunch of them. It's not just Ozempic.
Oh, Ozempic.
It's like the Kleenex.
Oh, like Xerox.
Yeah, it's facial tissue. It's not Kleenex. Like there's a bunch of different.
It's copier. It's not Xerox.
Yeah,
the generic form of it.
It's a Coke.
Yeah, it's a Coke.
It's a Dr. Pepper.
Let me get it. Yeah, that's a Sprite, brother.
You're drinking a Fanta Orange.
Yeah.
It's not a Coke.
Are you going through depression? Are you drinking Starry? Don't drink Starry. It's the worst one. Sierra Mist was the worst one, and then it became Starry, the worst one.
But corporations do this all the time.
Oh, okay.
It's rebranding. It's the exact same recipe. Nothing is different about it whatsoever. It's the exact same drink with a different label. See, if you'd watched TV hit series The Wire, Stringer Bell went to business school and he learned about rebranding, and he did it to his heroin to sell more heroin. It was the exact same heroin, but he changed the color on the caps and changed the name. Sold like hotcakes.
Are you talking about how every sci-fi movie is just a copy of Star Wars, and Star Wars is just a copy of every samurai movie?
You're not wrong.
Is that what you're talking about?
You're not wrong.
Fred, did you watch Flash Gordon? No, I already saw Star Wars.
By the way, 505 505-246-0610.
That was the Flash Gordon song.
No Acolyte spoilers. I'm watching The Acolyte tonight. Very excited.
All right, so update. I saw The Acolyte.
No, don't say it.
Yeah, so
don't say anything.
I'm gonna have to. So The Acolytes are you talking about from the early 2000s with JBL, John Bradshaw Layfield, before he won the WWE Championship when he was in The Acolytes?
Is that is this a wrestling thing?
That is correct.
Okay. I would not know that reference.
Lots of going on in the world of the NFL. Emac's going to join us in just a couple minutes. We're going to talk to he about the world of the NFL. Also, he's got some cool stuff going on around town. We're going to go into that at length. Our 5 o'clock guest is one of the most important and fun things we could be doing today. Mary Taluzzi will join us. I've done some stuff with her around town with Wounded Warriors. They got a big event coming up this weekend, so we're super excited about that. It's it's the one in Los Lunas, Bob. It's the 5K, 10K walk run stuff. Very cool, super fun, awesome. So we're gonna do that, and then Sally Taylor will be with us at 6:30, where we talk the world of pro wrestling and lead into a recording of Going Over, which you can hear Saturdays here on The Sports Animal, which we are very proud to be a part of that. We step away to come back. Couple guests in studio. We are in studio today. Call your boys, 505-246-0610. We'll talk about what you want to talk about. Also, there is like a lot, man. There's a lot of jokes to tell about your terrible Houston Astros and how they have no pitching left and how they lost day game baseball today to the Cardinals and how
Astros still won the series.
Okay. Well, I mean,
they won the battle, but looks like they're going to lose the war.
The war is over.
Their third and fourth best pitchers went down today.
Do you remember at the end of Endgame, Avengers Endgame, whenever Thanos dies, spoiler, whenever Thanos dies,
you should know.
And you should know.
You should know already.
It's been COVID has come and gone. You've watched it multiple times.
Sure.
Whenever he dies at the end of Endgame, and you know that it's kind of over, like there's no one left to battle for the Avengers. That's what this feels like with the Astros dying now. It feels like they are Thanos, and there's no longer an evil in the world of the Marvel Universe, and we're gonna have to fake pretend that other individuals are evil, and none of them will be as evil as the Houston Astros were.
Okay, well, don't you dare compare your Cardinals to Iron Man, because we just killed Iron Man. We won that series. So
I am 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to Two Men On. We're live from the studio today on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Annual. EMAC, welcome, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you all for having us. We appreciate it.
How you doing, man? Everything good in your world?
Doing good, hanging in.
Yeah?
Staying afloat, man. Staying busy.
Yeah?
We can do,
I see you all around town.
Yeah, I'm
Do you
always out.
sleep?
Not much.
No. You're not like that.
Not much. Not much, man.
So what? Are you keeping an eye on the NFL right now, too? Does mandatory minicamp mean anything to you? Do you care about that?
I'm not much of an NFL watcher.
No, me neither.
I'm not. I've been picking up basketball postseason more. I do like soccer, but I do like, I follow the NFL as much as I can. I like to see the highlights and things, but mini camps are good. It's a good thing. I mean, that's where the rookies go and make their mark.
Yeah.
Get their name out there, show their face. So I think it's important to have.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not important. I'm just saying it's boring. That's my whole thing. So you got some stuff going on. Got another camp coming up. This is not the first time, not the second time.
Third annual.
Let's go.
So, we're back for our third Schmack Athletic Skills Camp, ages 5 to 12th grade, giving these kids of Albuquerque a good chance to get outside, learn some football, meet a couple NFL players, some current, some former, and just get out and have a good time and do some good things while staying out of trouble. So that's our goal for Albuquerque and having this football camp.
Bernalillo High School again?
Bernalillo High School this year, yes, sir.
That's awesome.
So, I mean, this isn't just for professional athletes trying to become better athletes. This is ages 5 and up. This is all skill levels. Bring your kid, learn something cool.
Yeah, exactly. So it's 5 to 17. We break it up, of course. For the high schoolers, we want it to be more competitive. So we break them up, send them over with some of our more advanced trainers. Actually, I'd say the 6th, 7th, 8th grade as well is pretty advanced. Now, we do have the section for the younger kids. We put them on the other half of the field, and we just go have a good time with those kids and, let the parents have some fun as well while watching.
Love that. Talk to me a little bit, though, about getting into football young. Like, obviously, you have a world of exposure. Your family has a world of exposure. We can go into all that. But I think there's a little bit of apprehension right now. Like, can you talk about how important it is to teach it, how to be done safely, and how to be done by individuals that care about the individual's plan?
Yeah, man. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
So my perspective has changed a bit.
Give it to
since
me.
having this little kid right
Yeah,
here.
give it to me.
I coach a 6U flag football team, and it was one play where he got like a little sweep to the right, and some kid ran and just decked him.
Uh-oh.
And I'm like looking, I'm like, man, I know he's hurt. But then I think about it, I was like, man, I was playing tackle football when I was 7.
That's crazy.
And it's just the perspective switch, now with, CTE and all the injuries.
Sure.
Yep.
And these times are not as aggressive as when I was a kid.
No doubt.
So, of course, there has to be a little bit more safety when putting your kid in football, a little bit more precaution. But at the same time, it's good to have kids in football. It teaches them that team chemistry, teaches them how to be physical, how to be tough, how to be a disciplined kid, and how to be a leader. So it's good to put your kid in football to benefit all those. I don't know when I'll let my son play tackle, maybe when he's 9 or 10, but he will be there someday. I'm hoping. We had a nice conversation the other night, and he said he wants to do it. So as long as he wants to do it, we'll put him in and do it the right way.
And you mentioned some things that are bigger than football, that translate off the field as well. Discipline, leadership, knowing how to work with people.
Right.
That's more things you're learning when you play a sport, when you work with other kids and you learn a craft.
Exactly. And that's the 100% truth. Football was a great sport for me because it opened so many doors for me after football, off the field. It taught me how to work as a team. It taught me how to be disciplined in the workplace, how to treat people right. It taught me how to be a leader and all those things I can even use as far as being a parent. I learned so many things from the game of football that I can use directly in parenting my son and how to, take that leadership to him. So it teaches some really good core values that you can use. And as far as parents that are looking to teach their kids the same thing, it's a great sport to put your kid in to learn, how to help that kid grow up.
Manuel McPherson joining us on the program. EMAC, friend of the show. Schmack Athletics on all your social media outlets. Eventbrite's where you get tickets to the camp. I want to make sure I got this right. So go to eventbrite.com. And then this thing's under $100. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, under $100.
Oh, way to go.
It's really affordable for the kids. It comes with a goodie bag, lunch provided. They get photo sessions with an NFL player. My little brother Zach McPherson is going to be there, so get some good exposure.
Yeah.
So under $100, man, it's a pretty good event. Live music the whole time, food trucks, all that good stuff there. So it's a good event. Want your kid to do something productive on June 22nd, bring them to the camp, and we'll have a good time. Boys and girls are invited.
That's super sweet. How's your brother doing?
He's doing good, man.
Yeah.
He had a rough season last year, tore his Achilles.
God.
Tore it in preseason game, making a pass breakup, but he's on his way back.
Yeah.
He's getting ready for the season, so we're looking forward to seeing his face on TV again this year.
That's gonna be awesome.
On the flyer, obviously, a big seller, right?
Yeah.
Who else is going to be there?
We got a special guest that we're working on. We don't want to drop any names yet.
Okay, I like a tease. Like
Van Nunley.
Dang.
Hopefully we'll get back on the show again a week or so before we'll have another special guest.
Did your brother just miss all of the NIL stuff? He was out just right before all that really kicked in.
Zach. Right? So Zach will make it. Zach can make because it goes back to 2016.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Zach will be good going back and getting all NIL.
That's so sweet.
I have another brother that played at Penn State that should make it as well. But forget those guys. They need to go back 10, 20 years. They need to go back some more time because it's a lot of money that was missed out there.
It's like a crazy time, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you guys have conversations, not just amongst yourself, but with individuals around the game of football, talking about how, in my opinion, dangerous it is to make 18, 19, 20-year-old kids millionaires, and it be solely based around their performance on the field? Do you think mentally that is a healthy situation? We're talking about an exempt few, not the mass, but do you think that's a healthy thing? Do you think it can be handled correctly?
Definitely could be handled correctly.
Yeah.
And, power, knowledge. When you got knowledge, you got power.
Mhm.
So all it takes is just getting these guys with some financial advisors in college and teaching them
Yeah.
how to manage that money. That's all it is.
God, that's what we got to get into.
They deserve it though, man. It's like these universities are making
100%. Yes.
making billions off of football, just to say it nicely. And those guys, football players, they really can't choose the major they want because they have a schedule they got to follow.
Oh, good point.
And they can't get a job outside of football because they got to be at football all day. So it's like, man, they're bringing in billions of dollars, and you guys are not wanting to pay these guys. And if a guy wants to go be a doctor and play football, it's pretty impossible.
Yeah, I was talking to
I know one.
Yeah.
In the history of the NFL,
what's
one LeVar.
No, Levon
Duvernay,
Larby. He's a brain surgeon.
one of the Roll boys.
Roll, I think it was Antrell
Yeah.
Roll. I want to say it was.
Yeah, Samar or Antrell or one of them.
He's a brain surgeon, but
Good for him.
there's a lot of smart football players out there.
Oh, no doubt.
Duvernay Tardif.
He was one of them. Yeah, he was one.
Okay, so two. My bad.
Yeah, he was one.
Two in the history of the league.
But it's just tough, man. And those guys got to be rewarded. There may need to be some structure around how they reward those guys.
Yeah.
But I think it's worth it.
EMAC joined us on the program. We're talking about the Schmack Skills Camp coming up. It's the third one over at Bernalillo High School. Tickets available at eventbrite.com. Obviously, go to Schmack Athletics, all their social media. It's 5 and up. So you do the 5 and up, and then you do like a high school showcase too?
Yeah, got a high school showcase. So the high schoolers, and there'll be some 8th graders that go up with the high schoolers because we got some good football talent here.
Yeah,
town.
sure.
And the 8th through the 12th grade, those are the guys that'll get that really, college ready workout.
Yeah.
We'll really put those guys through some things where they can learn technique, learn different, things to help better their game.
Pull that microphone just a shade closer. So one of these athletes come in, is it guys that are going to play a junior college, a D3, a D2, a D1? Is it this type of athlete, or is this everyone where their last athletic performances might be in high school?
You never know.
Yeah.
I mean, we have some coaches that are coming. We have a JUCO and a couple D2 coaches coming
That's
to the
super
camp
sweet.
to watch the high school showcase.
Yeah.
Nice.
But you never know, man. That's the hard part about football in general. When you get to that high school level, is like, this could be the last time you ever play football. It's that intense of a sport where you just never know if you have that opportunity to be able to get to college. So we want to be able to give these kids a platform where they come in, learn, they come in and meet people who went to college, who play in the NFL, who played in the NFL, and let these kids know that, hey, if these guys were once your age and wanting to get where you want to go, you can do that same thing. So that's kind of what we want to do for these kids at the camp.
For the parents out there who have high school ballers, for the parents out there who have advanced middle school ballers, when you do the breakaway camps, like, what are they going to expect that their kids are going to learn or enhance?
Oh, man, that's a great question. First and foremost, when you go to those camps, like at the colleges, you're going to see kids out there that are ballers,
Sure.
kids that can play football. and it'll put things in perspective too, and for the kids to understand, what it looks like to play Division I football. New Mexico is in a tough spot sometimes here because of how small the market of football is, and a lot of kids kind of go to the bigger states and do camps there and see, wow, these kids are talented. So I think it's important for parents to prepare their kids for that. End of the day, you got to put that work in.
Mm-hmm.
You got to put your kid in the best position to be able to compete with kids of all over. And, it's hard because the competition levels in each states are different, but that's the tricky part, just finding out how you can make your kid as best as possible here in the state.
The interesting part to me about football in the state of New Mexico is how it's so unfairly juxtapositioned against football in the state of Texas.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It touches,
Mm-hmm.
And what it doesn't touch is facilities.
Yeah.
What it doesn't touch is fan base and passion. And I mean, obviously played for a long time. Do you feel whenever New Mexico athlete ventures outside the state to look at like an opportunity, Texas Tech, right?
Mm-hmm.
Texas Tech. Yeah. So whenever do you feel there's even a way for a UNM or New Mexico State to kind of compete with the appearance, with the initial awe that can be provided at some of these places?
Honestly, if you ask me, I think University of New Mexico has great facilities.
It's awesome.
I think they don't get much better than what you have here at New Mexico. They have everything you need. The Toe Dam's awesome. You got a 100-yard indoor facility.
Yep.
The stadium's great. So I think as far as facility based, University of New Mexico is as good as it gets. Now what struggles is the fan base is hard.
Yeah.
Recruiting can be hard here. If you look at all the good college schools, all those good schools can recruit in state. Alabama, they can get all their players in state. Texas, they can stay inside of a county and get all their players.
Right.
Same with California. Maryland, most of their players are from Maryland. So that's the tough part for I think for UNMs to be able to recruit in state. And then the fan base. It's like, man, you go to Alabama games, their fans are there.
Yeah.
You go to Texas games, any Texas school, their fans are there. But New Mexico struggles with that. You come to a home game here and we don't got no fan support.
Right. Talk to the guys on the field.
Yeah. I mean, we played UTEP one year. I think it was my sophomore year. It was like 84 people there. I'm like, man, how can you guys expect us to win a game?
Yeah.
Sure.
When there's no one there cheering for us. It's just hard.
EMAC joining us on the show. We're talking a little bit about the SHMAC 3 skills camp over at Bernalillo High School. This is like an afternoon thing, right? Like I don't have to wake up early.
No, it's at 11. So check-in start at 11.
Okay.
Camp starts at 12.
Okay, good, perfect.
So it's an all-day fun event, man. It's like a concert with football there.
Yeah,
so
nice.
It's fun.
Love
it's
everything
fun
about that. I guess the last one for me is we're coming full circle in the world of athletics and football and college and all the way down to amateur and youth is what's the next step, right? The next one for the bridge between NIL athlete to professional athlete to legacy athlete. What do you see as like the most realistic path for New Mexico football player here in the state? What's the most realistic path to further education and perhaps playing not just here in America, but anywhere else?
Good question, man. Of course it starts with education.
Yeah. Number one.
New Mexico struggles in the education department, and that makes it a little harder. Because coaches want kids who are good in school.
Yeah.
Sure.
Or at least average in school. So that's the first step. These kids gotta, take that schooling serious. And then a lot of that work comes from, man, you got to stay from off the streets and more on the field.
Yeah.
When I was 14 and 15, me and all my brothers, we were in the gym from 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock at night during the summer times because we just wanted to work and get better. And, that's where a lot of these kids have to realize you can't just wake up and want to go to college. You got to wake up and work more than all the players who are in college right now, if that's where you want to go. So it's important for these kids to realize that they got to put that time in and the extra hours if that's where they want to get. And same with the parents. The parents have to realize that, it's a dog-eat-dog market, football, and trying to get to college, especially where there's dollars involved now. And if you want to have your kid to grant that opportunity to go play college football, you got to instill in their mind that they got to work. And,
do you hate or love specialization? Like, do you want your kid to play all the sports? Do you want your kid to jump into just the one that they're passionate about, the one with the easiest path, maybe to higher education? Like, what is your opinion?
So
on
you
that?
asking me, are all your sports good?
That's what I need to know. I need to know, like, did you miss hooping? Did you miss baseball? Did you miss track?
I played all 4 sports.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's a disservice to kids to play one sport.
I agree
and play that sport
completely.
the whole year round.
Yeah.
One, football. A lot of these kids play year-round football. If you ask me, it's the dumbest thing.
Mm-hmm.
One, because of injuries. I'm 32 years old and I can't even walk in a straight line because my knees are messed up from football.
Oh,
So if you are expecting your kid to, be okay by the time he gets to college after playing all year around football from now to 18, it's a complete disservice. Two, other sports make you better at the current sport you're at. Playing basketball can help you be a better football player. You learn how to jump. You can be explosive in short areas. Baseball can teach you hand-eye coordination, make you a better catcher.
mm-hmm.
I coached the 6U football team this year, and our best catcher was the only baseball player we had. And that's because his hand-eye coordination was better than everyone else's. So it's important to let your kid experience those seasons. I think 2 years ago in the draft, I want to say it was like 42% of the people who got drafted were multiple sport athletes in high school. And it's a big number.
Yeah.
It's a big number, but it's important to keep those kids active in different sports, man. You don't want to do that disservice of one long football season for 9 months. I don't see the benefit in that.
I mean, we got 2 kids in studio right now.
Let's get the fans.
What
Let's
do you
go?
Well, I mean, what do you say to the kids listening, or what message can the parents relay if they're looking up to Patrick Mahomes in football, Anthony Edwards in basketball, Juan Soto in baseball, fill-in person there?
Mm-hmm.
They have a passion for sports. What do you tell those kids right now who look up to those athletes?
I think you want to just tell those kids that, in order to be a great athlete, you have to give yourself a chance. And the chance could mean by growing, by taking time to rest your body, by taking your time to learn how to do other things. A chance could mean, multiple different things. If you go and look at some of the greater athletes that's playing right now, LeBron James, he was a multi-sport athlete in high school as well. Look at some of the top football players. A lot of those guys play basketball as well. Track and field is a big one. I think if you are any type of athlete, you need to do track and field every year.
Right.
It's how you get fast. So, I think that's a good conversation parents need to have with their kids and, help explain them. Well, I don't even know if kids even care. I think a lot of the parents are just pushing that on their kid to play this sport year round. Just because you play football year round doesn't mean you'll be a better football player.
Right.
It's just a fact. I can go and play 40 games right now, but that won't make me a better football player.
Well, and I think we all know this, but football is the one that translates. Leafs fan, if you play football, you don't have a jumper, you can't hit a slider, and you only slice it on the golf course. Is that all correct?
It could be. Football players are the best athletes, but football. I don't know if football is if football is as skilled of a game as the other sports. Basketball is a skill sport.
Yeah.
Baseball is a skill sport. I don't know if football is a skill sport like those, but it takes a man to play football.
That's 100%.
Yeah,
it takes a man to play football.
Saleh Taylor is going to join us in a little bit, and we're going to talk obviously the world of pro wrestling. You ever watch? You played college football, you know how this is. You ever watch like some big like Pacific Islander guys try to hoop? You ever see like Samoans try to go out? It's the funniest thing on earth.
They're just, they're just kind of out there running around.
It's like watching grown adults learning to dribble.
Right.
They're like, what is this sport?
They're just out there kind of running around, man.
Schmack 3 Skills Camp, Bernalillo High School, Eventbrite.com. Everything is available for you through Schmack Athletics. That's SHMAC Athletics. Find it on the social medias. Get your kids involved. It's June 22nd. So that's a Saturday.
June 22nd starts at check-in start at 11. Camp starts at 12. You can visit our website, schmackathletics.com. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook. Bring your kids, man, and come and let them have a good time.
Awesome.
Meet some great people, and it'll be a good time.
From us and the friends of the show to your brother, good speed on his recovery. Hopefully he's a big contributor this year, and I think Philadelphia is in about 1 million primetime games. So
man, it made some big offseason moves this year. I'm excited to see how it goes. I'm excited.
I would love to have the opportunity to tackle the guy that dates Taylor Swift. That would be a big deal to me. That's what I would want to do.
He rubs a lot of people wrong. He's a good football player.
Or whoever's next.
He's a great football player.
Whoever's next for Taylor Swift. It's actually it's a musician.
He wants to tackle John Mayer.
Right.
EMAC, thank you so much. Whenever we get back from the break, we continue our world of sports talk, including updates in Major League Baseball. As we're still pouring one out to the Houston Astros, and I'm loving it. It's Two Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
The Sports Animal live chat on the live stream, facebook.com/talkabq, youtube.com/talkabq. It's going crazy. People like EMAC, Isaiah Johnson, our producer, is joining us via the live chat.
Isaiah, you're on vacation.
Yeah, go on vacation.
Enjoy your vacation. Save your hot takes for when you get back.
Yeah, and then a lot of my wrestling fan base is in here too because they know Saleh is coming today.
Smart.
Lots of compliments on my look. Yes, I get it. I'm a handsome guy. All right. Now, Bob, you said the phone line's lighting up, the friend of the show hotline, which is the Sports Animal hotline, and Lenny is with us. Lenny, we noticed you weren't at the anniversary over the weekend. We're not mad. We're just disappointed.
Out of the city doing some stuff, so I apologize.
That's all right. Welcome to the show. What's going on, brother?
But and anytime I call in, you could just say hello, Newman, like you do, like on Seinfeld.
Lenny.
So let's talk about the breakdown of the game coming up tomorrow and the series. I'm just going to give a quick prediction.
I'm ready.
Boston will blow the series. Dallas wins in 6.
What?
Now I'm going to give reasons. I'm going to give reasons why first. Okay, you got Tatum and Brown, who have proven they can't do it in the finals, and that's period. We have an established player in Kyrie Irving who wants to get out from not only the mess he's done the prior 2 years, but the shadow of LeBron and establish a legacy and can win a title separate from the one he won in 16. He's clearly accepted he is the number 2 player on the team to Luka. And Luka and Kyrie is the best backcourt the NBA has seen in a very long time, if not all time. The defense of Brown and Tatum will still not negate Luka and Kyrie to the point that they're going to lose. Now we have Porzingis coming back, who's never made it out of the first round in the playoffs, hasn't played in 6 weeks, and you're throwing him into the NBA Finals. We don't know what Porzingis is and where he's going to be at. And I love Porzingis from when he was with the New York Knicks, but we don't know what we have. So that leaves Al Horford to man the middle if he doesn't. Yes, they do have Derek White, Sam Hauser, Pritchard. They have all of that.
Kristoff.
But we still don't have. We still have on Dallas' side Derek Lively, who's going to make a big impact in the series, and probably the best trades that any team did at the trade deadline was getting the 2 big men with Gafford and Daniels.
And they're going to change that rule moving forward. That's not going to happen anymore.
Okay. Well, I could dream, but I'm going to just say that Dallas pulls it out. And you got to give Dallas credit for another thing. 2 years ago, they make the finals. Last year, they're a lottery team. This year, they came back with only 5 players from last year's team. So who do you think did a better coaching job?
I get the coaching part. I mean, I do.
Coaching is a big thing. Do you think that Missoula is a better coach than Kidd?
No. Also,
okay.
I think that because none of them won championships. I'm about to tell you which one's better.
I think either one wants championship, but for the coaching job that they did in the West versus them having weaker teams in the East, Boston just was above everyone. They made great trades bringing in Drew Holiday, which I forgot to mention.
Smart.
They got a great defense. I just think that they're going to choke again, and that Luka and Kyrie is going to will the rest of their players, who all know their roles perfectly, to the championship. And I still think that Dallas's front court, just on the big men of, the center position, when you throw in Gafford, Williams, Jones, and Lively, is better than what Porzingis and Horford is going to bring defensively.
With or without Porzingis, fan, I'm taking Boston. Like, if he hadn't come back, I was going to take Boston. Now that he's back, I'm double taking Boston.
So let's just a cheap bet that the loser has to buy the winner a meal at Applebee's.
We don't go to Applebee's. Everyone knows this is a Route 66 family over here.
Sure.
We go to the 669.
We can go to Route 66. 6-6. That's fine.
We're
Let's
going
just
to the
make
6-6
a nice, simple bet.
Little blue plate special, Van.
It all comes down to the Celtics hitting three-pointers.
I'll buy both of you if I lose.
And we'll
And
buy
you just have to buy me one meal if I win.
No, I'll buy you lunch and a to-go.
Yeah. Ooh, smart. Lunch and it'll be
that's good.
dinner and a
No, that's
milkshake
good.
over at the 6-6 diner. That's what I say.
That's fine, but I just hope, one, it's a good series. I don't want to see any blowouts, but all kidding aside, what has Boston done in the previous 6 years with this group to show that they can get over the hump?
Matured.
Traded for Holiday and Porzingis.
Yeah, that's what they did. Lenny,
I understand that. They've traded for Drew Holiday and Porzingis. I understand that. But Dallas made some good moves, too. You got to give them credit. This Kyrie Irving is not the Kyrie from 2 years ago.
Well, no, he's less crazy on the
slightly
court.
less crazy.
He's a little bit less crazy.
Not significantly
Have
less
you
crazy.
heard one I'm not a Kyrie fan. Have you heard anything negative about him this year?
Yes. But it's all from Van. It's all from Van. Every single thing I've heard. No, you're right. The conversation has dulled nationally. It's 100% dulled.
And Kyrie's is only playing for legacy. On the flip side, he's playing for endorsements, because if he wins and stays out of trouble like he's done all season, they will come out of the woodwork to try to give him endorsements.
I would agree completely.
Whether that's for, a map company showing that the earth isn't flat or not, I have no idea, because he still thinks it is. But seriously, he's playing for a legacy if he wins this year.
Lenny, this is a good call.
If Tatum and Brown lose, the band breaks up this summer.
We have to go to break. And yes, they break up if they don't win after their 7th try. Yes, they break up. That's 100%, but they will win.
I'm going to stick with it. Dallas wins on the road, game 6.
Lenny, you're the best, brother.
Have a good one.
Lenny's talking about the Boston Bills.
That's
Boston Bills. Who's Tatum?
No one circles the parquet like the Boston Celtics.
Tatum is Jim Kelly.
Okay.
Yeah. Brown, Thurman Thomas.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the kicker's name? Nordstrom? What was his name?
Scott Norwood.
Yeah, Norwood.
Yeah.
Also, OJ for some reason. You're like, no,
Drew Holiday is Andre Reed. Boston Bills.
I don't hate it.
Also, they're still going to win.
I believe Boston is going to win.
You know what I want to see? Boston win a series. Those guys get that chip in their hands and off their shoulder, and Luka win the MVP in a loss. I can see Luka averaging a triple-double and still losing.
We are just 12 short minutes away from our friend Mary joining us, Mary Taluzzi. That's going to be very good. We're going to talk about a Wounded Warriors project going on. I like this stuff. Like local organizations coming together with national organizations. When we get back from the break, continued sports talk. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Man, you know I'm not about to go into the 5 o'clock hour without telling you about Prize Picks. We are just over 24 hours away from as much of a no-brainer as you'll ever find in the world of Prize Picks. Also, promo code KNML if you want to play Prize Picks with your boys. You deposit $100, KNML will match you up to $100. That Jason Tatum 0.5 more is sitting right there, and it's looking super delish, my dude. Super
Yummy.
delish.
Yummy.
I want it.
I already got one waiting for tomorrow.
Oh, okay. What's that?
Just a little 2-pack, a little double down boyo. Obviously, the Jason Tatum promo. All he has to do is one single solitary point. Scratch that one off your lineup. Boom. Derek Lively the second, Dallas center. One single solitary assist. He's gotten 3, 2, 2, 3, 3. He just needs one.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer to me. That's a no-brainer. So you put those two together.
Don't tell my mortgage company, but I'm putting up the house on this one.
Another one I like a lot, and also Prize Picks is doing a new thing where you can go from like the regular more or less lineup option to the goblin option or the devil option. But there's a lot here. There's a lot to play with tomorrow. And if you're a guy who, for whatever reason, claims that you can't love the NBA on its own, this is a fun way to add a little spark to it.
You are very correct.
I got a bunch of Major League Baseball stuff in today, a bunch of lineups. Aside from the Giants game earlier, I'm looking real good in a lot of different ways.
That's exciting.
Yeah. We got a fun guest when we get back from the break. It's Two Men On. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
afternoon drive. Number 2, men on, Van Nunley and Fred Slow. And in the on-deck circle,
Marie Castillo.
This is Two Men On with Van Nunley and Fred Slow.
Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to Two Men On. We're live in the studio. We just apparently bring out all the guests. That's our thing. She is with the Wounded Warriors Project. She's been a friend of mine for some time. She has just some of the most emotion-inducing stories that I've ever heard from individuals. Thank you for all the times you've shared with me, and you're currently sharing with us so that we can share with our friends at the show the 12th annual Los Lunas Veterans Memorial Run. That is June the 8th. Big thank you to the Village of Los Lunas and all these other individuals that have supported, including Brax Building Supply. We can go on and on. The Jubilee at Los Lunas. Mary, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing very well.
Good. Good to have you. Okay. So you do this. It's the full-fledged 5K, 10K. Also, Van walk if you want. Can Van bring his dog? Van, can you bring your dog to this, or what's up?
Can I put my dog in your rucksack?
Oh, good question.
Oh, yeah. That would be that would be quite exciting. That'd be wonderful.
An extra 22 pounds or
There
whatever.
you go.
Visit LosLunasVet.com. That's Los Lunas spelled traditionally, VET.com, where you can register to be a participant in the 12th annual Los Lunas Veterans Memorial Run. Mary, what's going on with the event? Who does it help? How does it benefit Wounded Warriors? Kind of give us the rundown.
Well, let me tell you, this is someone that I met a long time ago. Jim Schnitzler is retired Air Force.
Okay.
And he heard me on Memorial Day, like in 2010. And he heard my story over the radio. I was here at the same station and heard my story. And another woman that he was living at the Village of Los Lunas.
Sure.
At that time, they were under construction. And so the person there was like, hey, we need to do something about this. We need to do a fundraiser. And so Jim started back then, totally, supporting the War Project and doing the run. And what they discovered is that they can help so many more people, with these events. It's once a year. It's always in June. May is such a crazy month for everybody. And so it's always in June. And so he's like been so active. When I was on the radio and Jim heard me speak, he said, I've never heard a more touching story, and I already told you, Fred, that my son was in Iraq in 2006 and due to, explosions that day. He's a helicopter electrician. He's not out there in the middle of everywhere. And so all the explosions take place. He has a traumatic brain injury that has no resolution, no guarantees of waking up. And our journey is to so many places, and I felt very accomplished in everything that we did, but eventually in 2009 I lost Dan.
Yeah.
And in 2009, I met this woman fundraising in Wounded War Project for Wounded War Project, and she had attended his funeral. And she said, hey, can you come along and tell people why we should support Wounded War Project? So that's exactly what I did. And in doing that, we connected with Jim, a young member of police officer that was shot on 4th Street. She was a female. I mean, really injured, really bad. And that was back in 2010. Her name is Robin Hopkins.
That's before my time here, but yes.
Yeah. So between Robin Hopkins and Jim Schnitzler and myself and Jerry Kruger were fundraising. And also, I know that you noticed that the Main Street is on here because they were the first facility that said, we'll open the doors to all Wounded War Projects. All Wounded Warriors come in and exercise, etc. And then when they created this walk run of a 5K, 10K, then everybody, got together and we all participated. And I was the very first speaker with Wounded War Project, and I've been doing this since 2011. And I just feel so fortunate because here I am, how many years later, meeting with Jim, and he's still on target as a retired Air Force, military person. And I'm a Gold Star mother, having lost my son, but I've had 2 sons that served in Iraq and 4 brothers that served in Vietnam and 1 that served in Korea. So it's kind of like the military is part of our family. So I ask everybody, community is important. And if within your community, you're not getting together to do things to help the people in your local areas, then what are you doing? And as a national entity with Wounded Warrior Project, we help everyone across the nation.
Right.
And so with Jim, it's kind of like he has a more personal touch. And even though he distributes money to different organizations, we're one of them, you know, and also he supports the military here that's local, which is fantastic.
And that leads me perfectly into my next question. When the Friends of the Show do support this event, who does it help and how?
Well, actually, Jim and their board decide like which groups they're going to support. This year, I thought I was going to be partnering up, or not partnering up, but being in the same field with another organization that is also national. But they at the last minute were not able to attend. So I was like, okay, this is what it's about, guys. It's about not only the national fundraisers or organizations that are here to support these military. They all belong to us, no matter what state they're from.
Sure.
And here at home, we have to take care of our own. If this is one way that we can distribute locally and nationally, why not?
And fundraiser to benefit Valencia County Veterans Van.
Yes.
It's right there for you. The 12th annual Los Lunas Veterans Memorial Run, that is June the 8th. That is this Saturday. And you can register online at loslunasvet.com. I'm on the website right now. It's right there for you to do so. I think whenever we do talk about these types of events, the thing I like to drive home with a friend of the show is maybe this isn't you. You know, maybe you, friend of the show, listening right now, doesn't have an interest in coming out and participating. Well, I'll tell you this. Share it with an individual who does. Share it with someone who maybe needs help, because often the largest barrier to events of this nature is the original entry. It's not whatever the registration fee is, which I didn't even look up. I don't know what it costs. I'll find out.
Yeah.
So as you sign up here, it's doing that registration. It's making that call. It's coming out and supporting. And if there's veterans or otherwise, I know you said a lot of Kirtland, a lot of the National Guard comes out. Go and meet really good people in your community. You know, and that to me is.
And our EMTs and our police force are out there too.
It's only $35.
Yes. You see the variation. See how it's early registration versus late registration.
Yeah.
June 7th. So it actually just goes up to 40. So it's only $40.
$40 a day of, and it's $35 if you go online right now. I'm looking right at it. This helps a ton of people. This is crazy.
Yeah, it does.
Way to go.
You know, I'm really, really proud that this is their 12th anniversary, their 12th year of doing this. And
that's almost a dozen.
So the guys at Main Street, Gene and Chris, Gene died 2 years ago, and regardless of his death, they went on with the event in his honor and just said, hey, you know, we're still moving forward. We're still going to do this. We're keeping it alive.
Oh, cool.
So that's what's important. And what's important to me is that within my community here where I live, as a national speaker, I get to travel all over across the United States, you know, and here in New Mexico, you know, I would love to be able to speak to, you know, Farmington and anybody else that wants to invite me, you know, just across the state, and just let people know more about Wounded Warrior Project, more about our wounded warriors and their needs, and how successful we have been after we celebrated 20 years last year as Wounded Warrior Project.
That's awesome.
Amazing.
Now, Van, here's the thing.
Okay.
The event begins at the Los Lunas Starlight Theater parking lot. So it's right there in Sun Ranch Village. You know Los Lunas.
Sure.
And then that spacious area, all the runners, everything for spectacles. And then it's going to go towards the Manzana Mountains, come back. And then everything's controlled by like police and volunteers, and it's a super safe run. But here's the thing. It's going to start at like 6:30 in the morning. You're going to be out there by 7:30. You're going to be in Los Lunas. There's like a ton of yard sales out there.
Yard sale.
So you go down there, you do the 10K, 5K. I say put on the rucksack, get multiple Darbies, 35 pounds worth, run the event, and then pick up some cool antiques on your way.
Lovely antiques, some lovely shops all up and down Main.
Yeah.
This is absolutely adorable there if you've never been.
Yeah.
And you can catch a bite too, you know, like we're going to be thirsty and hungry after this.
Yeah.
So we need to give that local business a lot of business too.
I like
So for adults, you got the 5K or the 10K.
Yes.
For adults, you got the rucksack 5K. You also have a 65 plus 5K or 10K division. You have a student 13 to 17 division. And this one I'm super interested in. I want to see. That's kiddos.
Yes, they have a blast. They're the last ones to go. They do the 5K, and they're adorable. It's so cute to see, And they get out there and do it, and they come back all red faced and sweaty, and they're accomplished.
If you cannot be a participant day of, please contact Chris at 505-480-2639. He will help you out in a way to contribute. And I know with Wounded Warriors, you'll get a lot of individuals out with like differently able. There'll be wheelchairs. There'll be whatever that. That's what I'm having this weekend too.
No, there's not going to be any. Yeah, it's just going to be a total run walk.
Okay, perfect on that.
Yeah, doesn't mean you can't push a guy in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they can't go out there and push themselves.
Man can push me. That'd be fine.
Yeah.
I'd be into that.
I ain't making 5K pushing you. You're a big boy.
I've seen some pretty amazing terrain vehicles,
Past events have raised over $135,000 for veterans, focused to support veterans in the community and organizations such as the VFW Blue Star Mothers, Military Order of the Purple Heart, Wounded Warriors Project, and the American Legion, to name but a few. Mary, do we miss anything?
No, looks great. Sounds good. Look, you guys got it together.
You're so funny. I'm glad you're well. Yeah, I'm glad.
Yes.
And I'm glad you're still passionate about it. What did you say now? 20 years in or something crazy?
Yeah. Well, Wounded Warrior Project has been an organization.
Yeah.
This is our 21st year. And from the time that I met them,
Put that microphone right in front of you.
from the time I met them, they were only 3 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. And so now I'm looking at them, seeing how they have progressed. And speaking of progressing, these guys were 20, 22 when I met them, and they're in their 40s now.
Yeah.
And what I want them to know is like everything you hear about burn pits, and good and well if you're out there or not, you register and you go to the VA and you get checked for it.
Yeah.
And even if they don't find anything with you, when you're in your 40s and you discover it now, it's harder for you to get someone to come on board and say, yeah, you deserve the care that you deserve. They all deserve the care.
Sure.
I gave a story, and I think I told Fred about my oldest son.
Yeah.
He came back Thanksgiving about 5 years ago, and he's like, I'm really sorry that I'm coming to say for my mom and who's lost our real son and tell her that I have cancer. The good news is it's just type 1A cancer. And I looked at him and I said, is this possibly from were you around burn pits? He goes, oh mom, you're in Kirkuk, you step out, it hits you in the face. You know where the worst place is? Balad.
Yeah.
And I said, what? And he goes, they burn everything, mom, everything in Balad, and people are breathing that stuff in, and even doctors that have come home and died of cancer.
Yeah.
And that they have gone up there voluntarily to serve and help our young people. And I find it amazing that they would even question. Once you see somebody 214 and where they've been, then what the heck? Take care of these guys. Do the best you can, because that's what they gave you.
A little inside helping. The day I met Mary some months ago now, I sat down with her and I said, Mary, I'd like to shoot you as straight as possible. I hate war, but I have an appreciation for warriors.
Sure.
And if there is ever an outlet that this show can be to help individuals, we will always be to you. I promise you that.
Thank you.
Mary, thank you so much. Anything from Mary before we go to break?
Thank you so much for everything you do.
You guys are awesome. I should come back.
Your deal.
There you are.
Yes.
That's your channel.
100%. So funny. When we get back to the break, I see that the friend of the show, the phone lines are lighting up, huh? That's my fault, Bob. I wasn't paying attention. I was lost in Mary's stories, the idea of helping others. I'm the worst. I'm the absolute worst. 2 minutes. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On, live in studio. During the break, Bob said we got a caller who was excited about helping the Wounded Warrior Project. So thank you for the friends of the show who take the time and come out. You know, whenever we talk about these types of events, monetary is the obvious one, right? Like if you're going to help someone, monetary is the easiest. Open up your heart via your checkbook. I love it. These events, they also need volunteer. Like I think I've given to, Bob, I don't know what a real number is, thousands of fundraisers in my life. Not all your efforts have to be monetary. You can absolutely give via donation of time, effort, energy. Someone has to pick up trash. And I don't say that derogatively. I have put a nail on a stick and picked up trash at so many of these types of events, Bob. And the people you meet, the sunburn that you get, like it is more than worth the effort that goes into helping. So keep in mind, if you're an individual that wants to, it is so very easy to help others. And if you need our help getting there, we promise to always give it.
Deal, baby. Let's go.
All right. So from the texter, there's apparently like 200 car washes in town. So
Okay.
that's a lot.
I thought that was just in my neighborhood.
That's a lot of car washes.
How many are misters? Because I know of 4.
There's more than 4.
I've went to 4 different misters already.
In the week. You're the unlimited member. You've gone to 4.
Got unlimited probably once a weekish.
The NBA nears a $76 billion TV deal. Did you hear the number I said?
With a B? Did you pronounce that correctly?
That is correct. The NBA,
an aggressive amount of money,
is near in accord with the league to pay an average of $2.5 billion a year. People familiar with the deal said it would take around 100 games per season, with half of them airing on Peacock and the other on a major network. Amazon would get a $1.8 billion a year package. It would include regular season playoff, the new NBA in-season tournament, play-in games in which teams compete for the final playoff spot. It would also have a share of the conference finals. The media partners would then split in a rotation, Van. Disney would retain the NBA package. That's who? That's ESPN. Mm-hmm. And would continue to air the NBA finals with payments averaging about $2.6 billion a year. People familiar with the terms say it's up from the $1.5 billion under the current deal. Disney would get fewer games under the current deal. ESPN's deal would allow the company to air games on its direct-to-consumer streaming service. So that's ESPN Plus. Or I don't know. I mean, maybe there's a new Disney thing in the next 2 Disney Sports. The whole world's upside down with streaming.
It's going to happen.
So Warner, who currently has all of it, has access or has right of first refusal, so they can match any of this. They won't.
They will not. No, they don't have big mouse money.
And they could easily, now if the league was like, hey, you also get scraps, you get 1 game a week that we can put inside the NBA ad and keep that momentum, that would make sense. I heard Charles Barkley tell Michelle Beadle the other day that he doesn't even know what's going on. He said, this is the stupidest thing. He said, I signed a 10-year deal 2 years ago. He said, so I'm good for the next 8 years.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure there's like a no compete. So he's just going to get paid to go on vacation and gamble his whole paycheck away. Also, I can 100% see the rumors coming to fruition that he's starting a new production company and he's taking it over.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
With these numbers we're talking about on TV, Wemby's going to make $100 million a year as a player.
His first contract.
He'll be the first guy.
Yeah, he's getting more than Shohei money next time he gets to get paid. Also, there's not a number you can just make up.
Yeah.
Wemby's worth.
What is this, 2024? 6 years, 2030. As soon as 2030, we'll have a dude making 9 digits.
I agree completely.
That's wild to me, dude.
Also, they should only set the TV deal for 5.5 years to have it coincide with the next Wembayama contract.
I don't disagree. I don't agree, but I don't disagree. You need like 8 streaming services now to watch every game. And I'm not saying anyone's really trying to watch every game.
Yeah.
That's a lot of streaming services.
Yeah. And it starts this football season. Don't even worry about next basketball season.
Oh, good point.
This football season, what was it? It's cheaper to go to fly, hotel, attend a game, get dinner, and return to your home city than it is to get every single package to watch every single NFL game.
Oh, is that real?
Yeah. Also, super cheap on Howie's at Monday. Come to Howie's Sports page every Monday.
Yeah.
You don't have to stream it. You don't have to watch. You don't have to do any of that stuff. Just come hang with us.
That's
They
where
got it.
That's where it's at, right? And we do the show on Thursdays from Sadie's. We hang out. We watch the game outside in the beautiful fall and winter patio. It's the best.
Yeah. I'm not Adam Schefter or whatever.
Who?
So I don't have to sit around and watch football for hours and give you hot takes on Monday. But I would rather 100% of the time go out with friends. It's more fun.
I like Friends.
Watching sports with friends.
Not the
And
TV show.
Delicious. Oh, that TV show's awful.
It sucks.
It's the worst one. How did they pull that off?
Bob, is there a person in your
Hot
life
Chicks,
that
never mind.
watches Friends and is into it?
Not that I'm
No,
aware
'cause
of.
you don't have any losers in your life.
We got married young. He
I-
didn't have to pretend to like Friends to date
good
somebody.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen a full episode of Friends or
God, you're so
Seinfeld.
lucky.
I've seen one episode multiple times, and it's the one where they play Thanksgiving football because it's on Thanksgiving,
And it's football.
and it's football. That's the only one I've ever seen. I couldn't tell you anything else about it.
I don't recognize that one.
So what my big problem with Friends is, and I know we're talking about the NBA real quick.
Is it the writing, directing,
Ugh.
lighting, cinematography, laugh track?
Courtney Cox played a character that was real pretty, and she was like an industry character. She was like a waitress or something. So 505-246-10 240-610. If you are the type of individual that's real excited about how bad I'm a butcher, my understanding of Friends.
Mm-hmm.
So it used to be historically in television and theater, if you wanted to make fun of a person's weight, you would show a person who had a weight problem. This is historically how you would do these jokes.
Okay.
Think the Honeymooners,
Okay.
right? Think Fresh Prince. Think, okay, you're following me.
Yeah.
You put a Mr. Belvedere.
Yeah.
Right?
Peter Griffin.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
so animation's a whole thing.
Mhm.
Because with Family Guy and The Simpsons, it's okay to laugh at the fat character
Because he's a cartoon.
because he's a cartoon.
Yeah. He doesn't have type 1 diabetes.
Correct. Newman from Seinfeld. It's okay to laugh at these fat characters.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm going to tell you, as a big fatso myself, I mean, I guess not really, but as like a thicky boy.
Your health's not in danger.
No,
You're just
but
slightly larger.
it's a really good form of comedy. It really worked for television. I can give you a million examples over the years.
Yeah.
And then Friends rolls around and they take the hottest girl on the show and say she used to be fat.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's all jokes about how she used to be fat. And they put her in a fat suit.
Yeah.
And it's all former fat jokes. And then no TV show has ever brought back a character of that nature ever again. They ruined it for
Sunny in Philly.
Does that exist there?
Yes, it does.
Oh,
Very much so.
Good.
Yeah, one of their characters got fat on purpose.
Exception to every
just
rule.
for a couple seasons of comedy and then got jacked again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very funny.
Ruined television.
Yeah.
They'd be like, hey, we got guys, we got a whole list of really good fat jokes here. Let's do this. Let's create a character off screen that lives in the building over, and we'll just describe fat jokes instead of actually showing you an individual who is fat, which to me is an excellent form of comedy. And it ruined it for everyone, except apparently for, what was the show you named?
Sunny in Philadelphia.
I'm not familiar with it, but
It's very funny.
is that bar I went to when I went to WrestleMania?
In Philadelphia, correct. Yeah. Patty's Pub.
People were ecstatic about it, and I was lost
Yeah.
and stumbled in there.
Mm-hmm. Makes total sense.
There were cheesecakes right next door. No, cheesesteaks. Did I say cakes? I would have had cakes if they were an option.
I bet there's a lot of cheesecake there too.
I have a lactose problem, which is a funny thing to tell on a sitcom if you have somebody who's a big boy, which Friends ruined for everyone.
Yeah. How did you go to the University of Wisconsin and you're lactose intolerant?
Yeah.
Let's do 22 minutes on this.
We could. Anyway, here's what I'm saying. I didn't like the trajectory of television after that. I just thought it ruined it. I just thought it was a ruined arc. You ever see The Honeymooners?
I dipped my toe in.
It's brilliant.
Nick at Night reruns, I think.
Bob, what sitcoms did you grow up watching?
I think I saw some of the Honeymooners.
It was good. Smart. Mr. Belvedere. It's funny.
Never saw that one.
Oh, it's very good.
My brain just went blank as far as comedy goes. I mean,
my first one that I have the most memories of is Cheers.
Bob Uecker.
Yeah, I did watch Cheers.
Mr. Belvedere.
Yeah.
Cheers is the one.
Yeah.
And
That was
who's
huge.
in that? George Wendt. And what do you get? George Wendt fat jokes.
Mm-hmm.
They're vital to comedy. You don't feel the way that I feel about this.
Not really. No, I don't think it's necessary. Yeah, it's not necessary.
You don't think George and Cliff going at each other? I say George.
Yeah.
You know what I meant. Norm.
You put on that Philadelphia cheesecake or you're going to lose a foot, Norm. Like, no. You could do better comedy.
I liked it. I thought it was simple. You know what? Maybe I mostly don't like that it was taken away. That might be my thing.
They're trying to take everything from us. Got to get more and more creative with comedy.
And I'm a theater of the mind guy.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell you why Mr. Happy at Duke City Championship Wrestling is a deranged clown.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to create that idea in your own head.
Your own head. You build the backstory.
That's why I hated the Joker movie so much. Don't tell me where the Joker's from. I was able to create my own narrative of where the Joker is from. You've ruined it for me. He's way worse in my own head, not stupid, emotional Joaquin Phoenix.
All right, that's just one arc for the Joker. There's a lot of layers to that guy.
No.
Blew up a hospital.
Yeah, and the good Joker did, but
Yeah.
why? Hey, but how did he get there?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's not just because he's a failed stand-up comedian.
When
You don't fail at stand-up
No.
and blow up a hospital. There's a lot more going on with the Joker than you're giving him credit for.
The only good Joker is the Heath Ledger Joker. The Joaquin Phoenix Joker sucks.
3-time NBA MVP.
Nikola Jokic.
That Joker.
Whenever he's holding Maggie Gyllenhaal, what was her name in the thing? Whatever. And he's like, I got these scars.
Mhm.
Is that a real story? Is he making it up for the thing?
Right.
I can do all this in my head.
Sure.
I don't really need to see the flashback. How I got these scars.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need that.
You need the backstory. Listen to the Steve Miller Band.
That's awesome. It's such a good reference. The live chat's going crazy. The world of sports is going crazy. We're 1 hour away from Saleh Taylor joining us on the program.
He's cool.
He's cool.
I like him.
He's just a pretty nice guy. NFL updates after the break. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Hey, can you at all get up for college baseball World Series or softball World Series?
I can. Yeah, I can. At the very end, though.
Yeah.
The final four in the finals, I can get up for. You know, I'm a big baseball dork, but it's the crack of the bat, man. It's the crack of the bat. I like a good story. I root for the underdog in college tournaments. I root for the underdog in like lower level stuff almost all the time. But it's the crack of the bat for me. Once you move on from metal bats, that's when I start paying attention and caring quite a bit.
They use metal in college.
Yes, they do.
Ding!
Yeah.
Ding!
Seeing like the future of the sport is cool. There's a cool storyline. I'm into it. Like the ambidextrous guy for Texas, or the guy who just set the home run record. Like I'm into stuff like that. But is following it super closely. It's just the Lobos when they're doing well in a tournament. I'm into it, but yeah, not as much as the big dogs.
USA Today put out an article that says Bo Nix is the favorite to become the first quarterback Sean Payton throws under the bus in 2024.
Of course he's going to.
Oh.
You got to blame somebody for the game passing you by. Sean Payton is not Bill Belichick.
No, he's not good.
What did Sean Payton do without Drew Brees? Nothing.
According to odds makers, it looks like Bo Nix is likely to be the starter in week 1.
Sit him.
You know what I do?
Quit putting these rookie quarterbacks in week 1. It is so dumb.
I would call Russell Wilson. I would say, tell me about Bo Nix. I mean, tell me about Sean Payton.
He would say, don't mention the election.
Yeah. Good speed, brother. Sean Payton, by all accounts, is the worst coach I've ever seen. And I watched Steve Spagnuolo coach the St. Louis Rams.
Okay.
And you're like, why would you bring that up? Because he was that bad.
There's worse.
I
think you're adding into the equation person. I think you're weighing the X in the equation, who he is as a person, a little heavier than you would like just a coach.
You think it's just me that thinks this? Because that was USA Today. That wasn't the Onion that gave you that article.
Uh-huh.
Now I regularly tell you Justin Herbert sucks.
Yes, you do.
I got a number for you. You ready?
Okay.
The Chargers are 9-25 when Herbert throws an interception.
Yeah.
That dude sucks.
He doesn't suck. But if he makes any kind of mistake, his team suffers.
They're 1-7 in games where he throws 2 interceptions. Which I guess means he's only 8-18 in games where he only throws 1.
Yeah. Which is not ideal.
He's never thrown more than 2 in a game. So after he gets figured out for sucking, he gives up. Mahomes is 6-6 in games with 2+ interceptions, 2-1 in games where he's thrown 3. Lamar, is 6-4 in games with 2 interceptions plus, and he's 1-0 in games where he's thrown 3. Justin Herbert, this is real. So Jackson has, in games he's thrown 1 interception, 22 wins, 10 losses. Mahomes, 31-16. Allen, 33-21. Hurts, 14-11. Tua, 12-13. Dak, 24-28. Burrow, 12-14. Herbert, 9-25. He sucks.
Yeah. We're going to see what he's made of this year with actually having a good coach. If Harbaugh can turn the rest of that squad around, I think Herbert's got the skill set of being a top 5 guy in the NFL. He just hasn't had any help.
He has a career losing record.
It's a team game. A lot of good quarterbacks got stuck on crappy teams.
None as bad as Justin Herbert.
Hard disagree.
He made his team crappy.
Insanely hard disagree. The Chargers have been bad. You saw the series of awful decisions that Coach Staley made for his behalf over and over and over again the last couple of years. I think he had something on the ownership group because I don't see how he could have had that job for that long. Also, 505-246-0610, Sports Animal text line, mentioning Ozempic earlier. And if Fred did Ozempic, he'd look like Sean Bradley.
The basketball player?
Yeah, I believe so. It's a pretty good one.
My headphones are giving out in here, Bob. Can't hear a thing.
Couldn't hear that joke.
Nope.
Pretty good one from the friend of the show.
This never happens when we're out of studio. I don't ask for a lot. Working headphones. These are Beats by Dre, not to flex. I just don't get it.
Are they giving out?
Yeah.
You've had them for a minute.
No, it's not the headphone. It's the studio thing.
It's not the headphone, Jack.
It's the jack. I got it. It's almost like I need to wrap a rubber band around it or something to hold it. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay. No, pull it out halfway, twist it.
That's what I did. I just did that.
Yeah, for sure.
You remember when we were kids and we have to do the bunny ears on the back of the TV?
Mm-hmm.
That's what this feels like.
Yeah. Pull it out and blow on it. Just do NES system rules right now.
Like put it in your mouth like you do a hot dog before you microwave it.
Unpackage that a little bit.
2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
on something you can lay back and enjoy the legacy. Get it. Hey.
All right, Bob, I put a splitter on Van's headphones, and now the two of us are docking into one port. 2 men on.
Didn't realize you were so technically minded.
Well, here's the thing.
Well, he does know a lot about docking.
Yeah. And my diddly
Somewhat of
do
an expert.
out here is a flimsy boy. I need a 9/16 syringe.
Mm-hmm.
That sound correct to you, Bob?
Possibly. You want me? I just saw engineer out in the hallway. You want me to go get him?
Oh, I saw the engineer too.
Oh.
And I said, "What's the deal?"
And he said,
"I'll fix it tomorrow."
Well, this is the Manana State, isn't it?
Yeah. Also, with the way the morning show set up, now that JJ's producing,
yeah.
Like I know Jeff sits here. Does he use this port? I bet he uses the other port. I bet he's already resolved this because he's a pro. And I'm over here trying to put my little plug into this big hole.
That's probably why they reshifted the organization. Because of that one port.
Oh, that tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super track.
I don't know. I'm kind of in the same situation. The plug for my headphone is halfway out of the plug, out of the thing.
Oh, so
it works.
So it's a pandemic.
Yes. Well, this has been going on for quite a while.
Van,
I've been having problems with my plug too.
Man, will you take some notes here? I'm going to take notes. All right, you guys, let's start listing off all of our grievances. Okay.
Do we really want to do it on air?
Oh, good point.
My plug didn't have the drugs I like, Bob.
Oh,
that's the problem with my plug.
All right, that's a different type of plug.
What were you guys talking about?
Not drains. Not drains.
No.
So we're pretty good sports personalities. We're definitely not broadcasters. We're definitely not commentators. We're definitely only opinion, which is the worst type of entertainment.
Now, hold on. Speak for yourself.
Okay.
I wear a lot of hats.
Do you do?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Because I got my shaved head. I got to wear hats
Yeah.
when I'm out in the sun.
You are the most one-trick pony in all of radio.
What's my trick?
This one thing. You do nothing else.
What are you talking about?
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's the other thing you do? I'll just wait.
I'm literally hosting a fundraiser in 3 short days.
That has nothing to do with radio.
Yes, it does.
You're going to stand on a stage
microphone
and tell people, look at this puppy whoppy right here.
Yes, that's the best part of the gig.
That's not radio. That's a petathon. Also, is that a thing?
Petathon?
Yeah.
Who can pet the dog the longest?
Oh, that'd be an awesome day for a certain dog.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I got a puppy that would volunteer.
Yeah.
Sign him up.
Yeah. Scratch'em's Fest 2024.
Scratch-a-palooza.
But there are some guys in the world of sports broadcasting that are so dang terrible as human beings. Draymond Green's a good example, right? Draymond Green, who keeps getting forced down our throats by the NBA.
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
I don't understand. Help me understand why.
I don't know. And now college football has just announced Urban Meyer. Why? Why? Fox Sports is like, yeah, Urban Meyer is a good idea, right?
Why are they keep sending these awful people? Why do you keep thrusting these horrible people on us?
Did you use that word because of Urban Meyer?
For everyone you've mentioned in this segment, me included.
Well, the three of you are very similar in leadership and character. If there was a collegiate course on what not to learn about leadership and character, Urban Meyer would be chapter 1.
Yeah. Things not to do.
Yeah, don't do as he does.
Class, open up your page to 1. That's Urban Meyer. A picture of him.
Ugh. I'm just saying, put better people out there. Like, I want to watch people who are entertaining, but I also want to watch good people. I don't need special playoff guest Draymond Green. Welcome to the broadcast. Draymond Green has been fined nearly $1 million for decisive action on and off the court. How you doing, brother? No, what?
He's just so awful that a whole basketball team refused to do interviews with him
Hold on.
in the playoffs.
Hey, let me apologize.
He got boycotted.
I just pulled it up. It's $3.2 million he's been in his career fined for being a jerk.
Yeah. He's being an idiot. He gets fined over $3 million and he blames it on the NBA. He has the audacity to blame the NBA for not setting up basketball players for success when their career is over because they're fined too much.
You know,
They are not, Draymond. You are.
He's a real team player out there, Van. Just, a couple weeks ago in the playoffs, he got ejected 4 minutes into a game.
That sets the tone.
Yeah.
That he wanted to go on vacation.
If you like a younger version of Kendrick Perkins, oh boy, do we have the guy for you. Like, what are we doing?
No. Kendrick Perkins, I'm not terribly sure how he got the job either, but he is nowhere as awful as Draymond Green.
Also, TNT doesn't really hold the NBA in high regard. They just hold their show. Like, they don't care about the game. Like you were mentioning, they didn't get any interviews with the, help me out. Timberwolves. Yeah. I was going to say Bucks. I knew that wasn't right. It's not like TNT was hunting those guys down with producers to force them on. They wanted the narrative that the guy they had kept those guys from being on.
I don't think they wanted that.
Oh, I think they did. This has been going on for a long time. Warren Sapp has been the NFL Network forever. He's awful. He's awful.
Not the best.
Hey, pull up his social media right now. Tell me what his bio says. Bet it's something stupid. Vulgar with violent references and stuff. That dude's a nut job. He's a Colorado assistant?
Yeah.
He's at the University of Colorado with Deion Sanders? Miss me.
Yeah.
I don't want mentoring my young child. Probably Deion Sanders for real. But also Warren Moon, or excuse me.
I don't want him anywhere, anything ever. Warren Moon. He's like two Draymonds and a Warren Sapp rolled into one.
Deion Sanders was like, oh, good thing you got arrested in that Phoenix hotel, Warren Sapp, for getting in a fight with those paid escorts so that I can hire you to be an assistant coach on my Colorado football team.
I mean, if you're going by bad examples, he's your guy.
I tried to come up with a hockey example, but I couldn't tell you what commentators used to play. PK Subban, I guess. Does he suck?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why would I know anything about hockey? Sports Animal Live Chat's going crazy about it.
I just heard hockey started and the finals were already here. Did you know that?
It starts with the finals, I think.
And then it goes in reverse?
It's like keeping score in golf. You want to lower.
Oh, okay. Like Benjamin Button.
1-8. I like this song, Bob.
Bob produced it.
Rarely seen in time. Climb atop my head and thread loose my insides. The pliers that are heels.
Bob is this guy's ghostwriter.
Earth People.
That's my dude right there.
That's a good reference if anyone gets it. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. We are live. 6 o'clock hour. We got our Isham Dental soundbite of the day, and Solly Taylor joins us at 6:30. The Boys Animal.
This is Two Men On with Van Nunley and Fred Slow.
I've said this once. I'll say it 1,000 times. I'll say it to every person who ever asked me, and I'll say it louder than anyone you've ever met. Basketball players are the best athletes, and they can play any sport they want.
Hard disagree.
Former NBA player Chase Budinger just qualified for the Paris Olympic Games as a member of one of the USA's beach volleyball teams.
You're going to compare the National Basketball Association to beach volleyball?
He's doing it. He's an Olympian. That's not a big deal to you?
I mean, it's awesome. Congratulations. You get to play beach volleyball for our country.
Yeah, you're a hero.
Don't compare.
He's a hero.
Don't compare beach volleyball to the association.
Are you messing with me right now?
Not at all.
He is a professional basketball player and an Olympic athlete.
I didn't say it wasn't cool. I didn't say it wasn't cool. Just being a beach volleyball Olympian is awesome. If I had that on my resume, I wouldn't be doing this right now. Let's be brutally honest.
If you played a lot of beach volleyball, you'd have to wear a lot of sunscreen, so you'd be called the cream team.
I would wear so much sunscreen.
Please reference cream team moving forward.
Okay.
It's similar to dream team, but it's volleyball, sunscreen.
A lot of SPF.
I guess screen team also works, but I like
for
cream.
me, you can't compare a sport with the greatest athletes in the world to a sport where people squirt lime juice in their hair. That's not a good comparison. You don't wear shoes.
There's sand, brother. What are you going to wear shoes? You're not on the parquet floor of the not Madison Square Garden in Boston.
If it was a real sport,
TD Garden,
Nike or Under Armour would have invented sand shoes to make you better.
There are sand shoes. No one wears them.
Wait, what?
Look up sand socks. It exists. It's a real thing.
Sand socks for beach volleyball.
It's super real.
People wear sand socks.
I'm asking you to give live reaction to looking that up on air because I'm telling you, I know it exists from whenever I was playing sand volleyball in my single days when I first moved to Albuquerque so I can meet tall, hot chicks. Bob.
They're calling them sand proof.
Hey, they're not. They're garbage. And if you get a little sand inside of one of them, it gets underneath your big toenail. Yeah, Bob, I know.
Okay.
And I have a size 13 shoe, and I'm not trying to be a weird guy, but buy those sand socks a size too small.
They're getting awful ratings.
Yeah, they're terrible.
The most popular ratings say these don't work. So it doesn't work. Nike doesn't even care enough to put out effort to make actual sand footwear. They would have done it for real. They wouldn't do socks. They would do sand shoes. Impenetrable sand shoes.
Don't use the word impenetrable around me.
Why? Reminds you of your docking injury earlier?
No. Bob, earlier today, Van said he thought that voter turnout wasn't as good yesterday because P. Diddy stopped doing his Rock the Vote campaign. And I thought that was stupid that Van said that to me.
I don't mention P. Diddy ever.
He said,
don't put words in my mouth.
Why not?
When it comes to P. Diddy or voting.
He said the worst thing that's ever happened in P. Diddy's life was when he stopped doing the Rock the Vote campaign. That's what Van said to me.
Crack rock the vote.
I've been trying to find a way to slide in that Rock the Vote joke.
Also, thank you for making me Google sand socks.
Yeah, I got you.
Because there's a Nike pack of like off-white socks that I'm really into.
What color are they?
Sand and taupe and brown. I mean, it's been what I've been needing in my life. An unnecessary purchase that I need in my life. There's another pack. It's called Sail, Desert Sand.
Oh, like
and
Saleh
Mushroom.
Taylor?
Sail.
What is that?
That is a song. You'll never guess what it's called.
Are you looking at women's socks?
No, these are unisex. After people give bad reviews for sand volleyball socks, it's the first thing to pop up. Sand colored socks.
The NBA took a week. The NBA took a week before these finals. So I've been looking for like NBA stories. There's only one today that had real relevancy. The Utah Jazz put out a bunch of new uniforms again.
Okay.
Did you see any of these?
I'm about to.
Okay.
Do they make matching sand socks? Utah is very sandy. Anakin would never go there.
Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
Who's from Tatooine.
Uh-huh.
So I want Utah Jazz to move completely away from using the word Jazz and only put Utah on their jersey, or Salt Lake would also be fine. But if they make one more uniform that says Jazz on the front and has like a music emblem, I'm gonna start saying stuff out loud to other people.
Okay.
There's no music in Salt Lake.
It was a hot, you can't even dance.
You can't even dance.
The whole
there.
state is the footloose town.
Yeah. They say, can I have more dancing? They say you can have Mormon.
More men?
These new ones that say Utah, I'm pro, they're kind of a throwback to the late 90s.
Not bad.
The ones that have the musical note, that's the basketball with the note, you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
That would look great in New Orleans. Miss me, Utah.
Taylor Hendricks, a brother, knows how ridiculous it is to have a music note on his jersey. He's ashamed. If you're looking at the same picture I'm looking at, he is ashamed that there is a music note referring to the lovely genre of jazz on his basketball jersey. He knows how hypocritical and ridiculous it is.
The real reason I bring this up is they got rid of those terrible neon yellow ones that I told you would only last 5 minutes.
And God, I love those.
They were awful.
I love those.
Bob, they looked like if you had a stepson or daughter that hated your guts and put a highlighter in the dryer with your favorite white clothes.
Okay.
Yes, you're describing something awesome.
The faux back on these jerseys is weird too. I want to go all the way back. Can we go back to when basketball jerseys had a sweet A-frame cut? Those were awesome. I'm pro these jerseys that say Utah. I'm oppo those jerseys that say Jazz.
I like the purple one with the graded colored mountain behind it.
Same.
That is smart. That's a cool jersey.
I also like the one with
especially the white one. The white one with the graded purple mountain behind it.
Are you talking city
That's
or
a
icon?
cool design.
Are you talking the city one or the icon one?
Talk about the color of their population?
No.
Oh.
So they have a city one. That's what I think you're talking about, the gradient. They have an icon one where instead of the gradient mountains, it's like a, I don't know, pride flag of variants of purple. It's very good as well. There's an evolution here, which is the thing they probably don't believe in Salt Lake. I don't really know all of the Mormon religion. I would ask Bronco Mendenhall, but he doesn't come on the show. We're too busy getting ready for the season. Oh, okay.
We just need a reset button on NBA team names. Let's
I don't hate this.
Let's start over. Let's decide whether it's a year from now or whatever. Because there's some team names that are fantastic.
In 2030, rename them all.
Yeah.
And if you want to keep your name, you can.
No, not all of them. Just get rid of a few. You know who you are.
There are some team names that just don't make sense.
We got to start with the Lakers. Like Los Angeles.
They don't have lakes.
Figure it out. You got to get a different team name. It's dumb. It's lasted too long. You could have the Lake Show legacy. There's some great nicknames involved. You don't have any lakes. And the same thing, Utah. You don't have Jazz.
Yeah.
Get rid of the Jazz.
You know where I've been? Bob and Van and friends of the show.
Memphis.
Yeah, they're Grizzlies?
Memphis.
In Memphis?
There's no Grizzlies in Memphis.
Now, hold on. Do you want to jump into like mythical creatures and stuff? Because I'm going to say we don't. I'm going to say if a team has like a mythical creature name, that one I'm going to let fly.
There's so many fantastic team names.
If your name is the Magic, I'm fine.
Give New Orleans the Jazz back. I beg you. I beg you. The Pelicans, Are you serious, New Orleans? The Pelicans? You're doing the Pelicans?
Hey, low key, none of the Los Angeles names make any sense. I believe the Dodgers is because in New York, people used to dodge streetcars.
Dodge trolleys. The trolley Dodgers.
That's what I believe that's correct.
That's correct.
That doesn't exist in LA.
Yeah.
The Clippers is because that's how you would secure yachts to docks in San Diego.
Clipper ships.
That's not in LA.
Right.
The Lakers, which we already talked about, they suck. The Rams, I can't tell you if there are Rams in LA. I don't know. I don't think there are, unless it's a Dodge thing.
Up in the mountains?
The Kings and the Chargers, I think, were victorious and fan-based name your team things. I'll let those slide.
All right. In their defense, California does have bighorn sheep. They can keep it.
If you name your team the Los Angeles Angels, that's Los Angeles Angels.
If you're
the Angels
Albuquerque, if you're unfamiliar, let me tell you. I had to explain this one to Fred Slow before. Los Angeles means the Angels.
That's what it means.
The Los Angeles Angels is the Angels.
That just sounds like you got a record that's skipping. I think the Ducks works, though, because it's named after a Hollywood movie, and the Hollywood is in LA. I'm going to let that one fly.
That's a good one. Not mad at
just
that one
like
at all.
Ducks do.
Not mad at that one.
Today's Isham soundbite of the day, whenever we get back from the break, Van picked it. I don't know what it is. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Come on, yeah, come on, yeah, come on. You better give me that, yeah. And throw up the set, homie, throw up the set. You better take it back.
Reach out to Scott Isham at ishamdentalabq.com, 3900 Eubank Boulevard Northeast, 505-881-0422, ishamdentalabq.com. Get that free exam and x-ray. Again, if you prefer the call, 505-881-0422. Taking care of those dentures. Free x-ray and consultation online. Or you can request that appointment, 505-881-0422. Now accepting Medicaid vans. So there's a cool thing.
Ooh, I like that.
Okay. Set me up on this Isham Dental soundbite of the day.
Okay, so just Cliff Notes. This is Landon Ashworth, over a million followers on Instagram.
Pretty good.
He is an astrophysicist, a test pilot, a musician, TV film actor. But I think what he's most known for is an autistic golf influencer. He's going to tell you about how he prepares a shot.
When I was at the Masters, a bunch of people came up to me on Sunday, and it was really cool because they were asking me about my golf game and how I shoot such low scores, and asked me why I'm on a tour. I don't like it when people watch me golf. I'm autistic, and my autistic superpower is golf. So I'm going to show you guys how I golf, because a few of you were asking me on Sunday how I golf. So we're at the Lost Nine. It's a TrackMan course. Basically, the way that my brain works is I draw. I imagine that this is a neon light, and I make a semicircle with my hands.
What's
in the
he pointing
club head,
at?
and then
His
I
golf
just
swing.
trace that line on the way down, and the golf ball does go and has always gone anywhere I just imagine that beam of light going. It's just how my brain works. So I'm going to hit a shot here. I'm going to try to show you guys how my brain works. I'm just going to try to hit this as straight as possible at the hole and show you. So beam of light. Here we go. And then that's just how I hit like a high straight shot. Come out! Oh, that went in. So you guys saw a hole in one. That's pretty cool.
So he's explaining his golf swing, and he's not like, get the club face through the ball, don't take a large divot, keep your hands locked on the backswing. He's like, I imagine a beam of blue light coming out of the face of the club, and that beam of light goes straight. Explains that how he sees golf as an autistic individual, and hits a hole in one on camera. This is so wild.
It should be noted that this is one of those home systems.
Yeah.
So, he's not at an actual golf course.
Oh, it's like a simulator.
A simulator, just like the one we were on this morning with new friends of the show.
So
okay.
That would make it more sensible for the listening audience.
This is how I know when people who claim they have mental differences don't actually have mental differences. Like this, you ever met like somebody in the streets and they're like, oh, I'm whatever diagnosis. And it's like, no, you're not. Like, you're just claiming a thing. Because if a person who's diagnosed autistic, this is how they describe golf. I don't know other people like this. I know a bunch of liars who claim to be like on a spectrum of some self-diagnosis that they learned on TikTok.
You're kind of painting with a dangerous broad brush.
Oh, I am?
Mental illness comes in all shapes and forms, and people have developed differently. And there's all kinds of different ailments, whether they, help you, like this one gentleman who's an insanely good golfer, or someone who's, can't leave their house.
Well, I'm not talking about that.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm talking about.
It presents itself in a lot of different ways. So
no one's claiming otherwise.
While a lot of people may be looking for attention, it's a problem with its own.
Yeah, no one's arguing it's not a problem of its own. All I'm saying is, if you ask you how to golf, you're not talking about fluorescent beams of light.
No. And I'm not getting holes in ones in real life or simulators.
We had in a simulator today over at 1-8, Bob, and Van poked a hole in the ceiling with a golf ball?
It's very true.
I'm not joking.
That's
Van
okay.
is so bad at golf that he hit a ball straight up above his own head, lost the ball into a drop ceiling.
This is a true story, Bob.
I believe it. I've done something similar when I was about 8 years old.
The actual
Nice.
bad
Did you hear,
golfer,
Bob?
the actual bad golfer is Fred Slow, and we're
Who?
sitting back roasting him.
No.
And then I step up to the tee and I tee it up too high and I take it right off the top of the driver straight through the ceiling.
You want to? I'm the bad golfer. Do you know how many I put in the ceiling, Bob? 0.
How many did you put into the wall?
I don't know.
Many.
0.
Like many.
I put them into the screen, and then it would say "nice putt."
Yep. You're mixing up
Okay.
cute golf terms again.
And then Jay Choi, who owns the spot, so he's like, "Damn, Van, back at it again."
Ask me to autograph it, and I'll be bringing a paint marker when we do
one
our
of
show
those
from there
silver
on Monday.
ones?
You know I will.
We are going to go over there and do the show next week.
I'll
It's
be
gonna a lot of fun.
autographing the ceiling.
Well, you're weird.
Mm-hmm.
Bob Van was like, "Hey guys, you want to go golf with me this weekend? It'd be really cool." And they were like,
No.
"Yeah, I guess we could slum." I mean,
I was the one who said, be prepared to slum with me. Professional and D1 golfers, Jay and Max.
it's Max Machado from Dirty's Golf Shop, who we hang out with all the time. It was kind of a funny morning. Hey, because Van really leaned into one. You know what I mean, Bob?
Yeah.
What do you call that? What do you call when you load your swing? Do you cock it? What do you call that?
You can call it whatever you want.
What do you call
Last
it?
time I checked, this is America.
What do you call your backswing? What do you call that?
You said it out loud.
What?
The backswing.
That's what you call it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
swing hard.
You reared. I watched you put a
No.
hole in a ceiling.
For a golfer who hits 300, I do not swing hard.
Is that per hole?
And then, Bob, in my
Nice.
defense, the very next swing, I hit one right down the middle, 298.
It didn't register on the machine. I don't know if that's true.
Sounds like fun times.
Reared back? Is that a thing? Do people say that?
Yeah, I don't go deep into I got like a 3/4 swing. I'm old, so I don't really swing hard. I'm not like a 22-year-old Tiger Woods who's popping them 365.
Why is none of that quarter forwards? Why was it straight up of your 3/4?
The swing went forward.
Oh,
The ball went straight up because it was teed up too
it was like,
high.
Bob, it was like you ever play Mario and Mario jumps into the pipe and it just goes whoop, 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 up.
Yeah.
That's what happened to Van with the ball.
Like a really fast elevator.
It's like
Yeah.
you had it teed up too high. And I'm assuming were you using a driver?
It was a driver, correct.
So there's
Yeah.
a slope from the face to the back of the club. There's a
Mhm.
slope.
That's
So if
correct.
it was teed up too high, you hit under it, and the
Yep.
slope of the club hit it straight up.
It bounced right off the top of the driver.
Isaac
and
Bob
went-
Newton over
And
here.
I'm not Bob, I'm not talking like it went up at an angle.
No.
The thing went straight up
Straight
into
up.
the air.
I wish I'd have seen that.
Oh, it was so
I
funny.
could have planned on doing it. I could have sat down, done the physics, took the notes, planned it out, and
opened up the face of the
could
club.
not
No.
have done it. Could not have done it on purpose.
And the hole is comically what you think the golf ball hole
Yes,
would look like.
yeah.
It's not and there wasn't, because there was such velocity on, because he was trying to show off. He hit it so hard.
Now again, it was my normal golf swing.
It-
I don't swing hard.
Bob,
Yes.
I'm telling you. Hey, Bob, trust your boy.
He was really going to slam that ball.
And 0 of the, what do you want to call it? Asbestos? I don't know what you call it that would come out of it.
Oh, nothing came down.
Nothing came down,
No,
Bob.
no.
He created a vacuum up there because it was so powerful that it
Yeah.
the
also,
falling debris.
might want to check on the HVAC
Uh-huh.
directly above that.
I'd call someone for the roof. The next time it
Rains.
yes, yeah, monsoon
Mhm.
Yeah.
can't come soon enough because there's a hole in the roof of this. It was so funny, dude.
It was legit hilarious. It's a perfect circle. Shout out to Maynard James Keenan. Where the way the ball went through, an absolutely perfect circle. The velocity that it went straight up into the air.
Saleh Taylor joins us after the break. We're going to talk the world of pro wrestling. I like when you fail because it's always comical.
Mm-hmm.
From the texter, this segment sucks. Get a job. Oh, gosh.
Oh, no, this is my job.
Dang it. 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
for now, I'm no stranger. New bitch went to sleep, woke up, still a G. New tracks, new ideas.
Welcome back to the program. Friend of the show, co-host of Going Over with myself. Color commentary on Duke City Championship Wrestling with myself. And a guy who once stole your girlfriend, Saleh Taylor, joins us on the show. Saleh, how are you?
There's a good chance that happened. I do not apologize.
That's 100% true. Saleh is an expert in the world of pro wrestling, music, acting, and cons. As Saleh has asked me to host some Comic-Con panels, or not Comic-Con. What are we doing this time?
We're going to do a wrestling.
Put that right in your mouth.
We're going to do a wrestling panel, so I can't hang out. I'll just hang out with it.
Yeah, do that.
Follow. We're going to do a little special panel with you, Jimmy Hart, and Scott Steiner.
Let's go.
I'm really excited about that, actually. Is anyone in on this, buddy?
Oh, I would be no help whatsoever in the wrestling world.
Oh, there'll be other panels. I think.
Oh, well, then yes.
One of the ones, like, I think why we need to stay 50 feet away from schools, children, and all this stuff.
So you could host that.
The cosplay contest I hosted last time went so unbelievably perfect. Yeah.
You spent 2.5 hours doing that.
No, they kicked me out in an hour and 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was my fault, man. I should have told you. Like, that was a tough one. But thank you for coming to do that once again, man.
I'm a trooper.
Thank you for coming.
You have a Wire panel?
No.
HBO's TV hit TV series, The Wire.
That's a good question.
Familiar with The Wire?
Actually,
yeah.
I think we have a couple of people from The Wire coming in.
All right, I'm in.
So it'll be
it'll just be me.
But just you in
the
crowd. Not even moderating, you just like first one in the crowd.
Yeah. And then I get back up on stage.
That feels right.
Answer the own question.
Hey guys, it's me.
Oh, hey Fred.
I'm here June 14th through the 16th. You can meet the stars of all nerd stuff, including pro wrestling. I'll be hosting a handful of panels, including Jimmy Hart, Scott Steiner. Sully asked me, Van, if I could host Revenge of the Nerds. And I said, okay, it's only wrestling. Like, that's the only nerd culture thing about me.
Like, even like Brandon Ruth, man, he was Superman for a second.
Who is that?
He was Superman when the bullet like bounced off of his eye. He's that Superman. So right. Brandon Ruth's gonna come and we're gonna talk some story with him.
I still would have to learn who that is.
Oh yeah, sure. I recognize him.
Really excited about that.
The pride of Des Moines, Iowa.
Well said. But I'm actually, honestly, my favorite, my thing I'm really, really looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Whalen coming in, better known as Roach from People Under the Stairs.
Oh man, okay.
I'm really, really stoked about that. I love horror movies, and that was one of the first things that I was baptized by blood and tears through that one.
Tickets and information are available at DukeCityComicCon.com. You can go to the Period Marriott on June 14th, 15th, and 16th. Provide me with some jokes for this thing, because I don't know Robert Carradine. I know who that is. I think
David Carradine.
Thinking of David. You're thinking of David.
Oh, okay.
You guys have similar hobbies.
To me,
yeah.
The stuff about like nerd culture and sports is so what's the best way to say this? Guys who get overly excited about sports, I think, also get overly excited about nerd culture stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, they're into it.
Well, you're geeking out on both things. That's what it is. You're passionate about something and you learn about it and you share about it.
Is nerd derogative?
I don't think so.
It used to be.
I'm a nerd.
No, it used to be.
Geek.
Yeah, now it's back.
Geek was a derogatory term of that.
No, I think nerd
now it's age of the geek, baby.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, actually, I could see where you're right. I'm talking about Steve Urkel days, like late 80s, early 90s. You're right. Yeah. Did I do that?
Now the doors get the ladies.
You ain't lying, man. You ain't lying.
I think that it was like a Bill Gates thing, right? He made it cool. Is it Facebook maybe? Was that? I don't know who made it cool. Nerds got chic at some point.
I mean, like, are all of our friend Tom from MySpace too, man? Like,
Tom slapped.
Tom gets him. Tom pulls.
Duke City Championship Wrestling, which I own. So if you are interested in coming to that, just keep in mind that is for me, that you are supporting me. That is at the Historic El Rey Theater, June the 28th, where Saleh Taylor doesn't just participate in the TV product, he participates in the ring. And I watched you get beat up last month, and that was awesome for me because I hate your guts when we're there.
Well, I want to say got beaten up. I'd say like, yeah, I got beat up.
Yeah, you got beat up.
Yeah, man.
You joined the Battle Royal for a chance to win the Route 66 championship, and you got what was coming to you.
A magician took me out.
Because earlier in the night, you pushed me through the ropes into the ring. Also, Bob, here's the fun one. At the show, they announced 2 Men On is a proud supporter of Duke City Championship Wrestling. And people booed the stuff out of 2 Men On.
Including me. I booed myself. I started it.
You give into peer pressure really, really easily.
I was the first one.
Have you started that, Ruckus?
Yeah, I started the booing.
Very aggressive woos, man.
The best story in pro wrestling right now is, and it has been, I think, for the last year and a half, Dominic Mysterio.
Dirty Dom.
You have been watching as well, Van, and you're aware of this. Dom Mysterio, who on TV has a relationship with your favorite Rhea Ripley. He has decided to have an on-TV affair with her, Van.
Okay.
And the wrestling world cannot handle the smoke that he has created.
I'll tell you what, I do know about this story, Fred.
Yes, I know you do.
I don't know a lot about WWE stories and storylines.
Yeah.
It's usually just I go to the Royal Rumble with you and that's it.
Yes.
But I've done such extensive research on Rhea Ripley on the internet
well done.
that the algorithm is like, you want to hear about this, Van. Here you go. Apparently, he was unconsensually smooched by another lady.
So he claims.
Yeah.
So he claims.
Yeah.
He didn't do it.
No one's
fight back.
When you got a chance to smooch Rhea Ripley, you don't smooch nobody else.
Not even Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
Not even.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan living her best life with this revenge tour that she's doing.
It's been clever.
I love it. And they're redoing the whole mommy and papi, was it Latino Heat thing? With
That's
Eddie
exactly
Guerrero.
what it is. It's an homage.
And now we have a little beautiful twist with Liv Morgan putting her little spin on this. And I can't wait to see where this goes. I say we can get another year out of this.
Oh my goodness, a year of this?
Easily.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because you're going to immediately get a storyline where like Finn Balor is upset that his best friend and girlfriend are breaking up, and they're going to do a bros before hoes storyline. And it'll be as entertaining as anything you've ever seen. It's
entertaining, man. You like when you turn your brain off, it just makes sense.
I'm watching it with the 9-year-old in my life the other day, and she's like, "But why would he do that?"
You're asking too many questions.
Yeah,
that's 2 questions too many now.
Why wouldn't he?
Yeah, that's an important question.
Sally Taylor's with us. Whenever we get back from the break, continue our conversation in the world of pro wrestling. What I want to talk about, though, boys, is the direction of the product post Vince McMahon, as we've had some time now to talk about the partnership between TKO and the failings of UFC. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
came to play. We came to play. We came to play. We came to play. We came to play.
Back on the program, 505-246-0610. Saleh Taylor joins us. Saleh Taylor, pro wrestler here in town.
Wow.
Color.
Wow.
What? You haven't had that yet?
I haven't heard that in a while.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I make my way around town. You're obviously the co-host of Going Over with me, and you're the color commentator in Duke State Championship Wrestling with myself. When I'm around town, Van, people will come up to me and they go, "Does Saleh really suck that bad?" That's what they say to me.
Like as a human being.
Yeah.
Not what they see at the El Rey Theater and on the television program.
Like,
I'll be the first to say, I'll get it off my chest. All of you people are wrong about Saleh. He's actually worse.
Yes.
He is just a flaming dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Behind a Thai restaurant. It is just the worst.
Good answer.
Yeah.
And I'm barbecuing on that fire too.
Yeah.
And he's not even affected by the flames.
Yeah. No, it feels right.
I don't know if TKO, after they took over WWE and moved on from Vince McMahon, had some sort of like period of amnesty, a blackout period. I don't know what verbiage to use here, but a lot of professional wrestlers are now going on podcasts, radio, and the like, and expressing their extreme satisfaction with the move from Vince McMahon to where it's currently at. Obviously, we all grew up watching the product with Vince McMahon. Do you boys feel like changing the face of a thing, not just wrestling, but if it's baseball, football, basketball, or whatever, do you feel like that actually impacts product, or do you feel I'm getting worked by the world of pro wrestling right now?
And you're going to get, if you're a mark, you're going to get worked no matter what.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be into the storyline just about whatever happens. And if you're not worked by the product, it's because they don't want you to be. They want you to be angry at it and they want you to hate it. If you're already in, you're in.
I can see that actually. Like for basketball, David Stern is still the commissioner to me. I don't know who are. And also to me, the Seattle Supersonics is still a team. It's still thriving.
Got you.
They're real to you.
It's real to me. But like that kind of either shows that either haven't been paying much attention or just things have still been the same, or like vibe wise.
Different dudes.
Yeah, different dudes just running the thing. There is a difference, I'd say, though, in culture for WWE. First off, they gave them the week off for Christmas. That
has never happened.
That is a big deal. They finally broke their run and did a recap show or highlight show for Raw that week.
It was the longest running live episodic television show in the history of television
until last Christmas.
They were willing to break it last Christmas.
And the idea was for performers and production, everyone involved, to get time away. Because there was free, and I think this is true in the NFL. I think it's true in the NBA, Major League Baseball. If you're hurt, you don't say anything. We talk about CTE all the time. We talk about EMAC was on earlier talking about his knees. The world of I can't go means I quit.
Yeah.
And that's not always true. Are you hurt or are you injured? Well,
that is
both.
I hated that question.
I hated it.
Man. Even and then the answer that they hated even more so was I don't know.
Yeah.
In the world of black and white, they needed to hear either you're all in or you're not. When I was playing rugby, I tore my MCL.
Which one's that? Inside or outside?
Outside.
Okay.
And I was back on the pitch next week, like an idiot.
Sure.
Because we were getting ready to play bigger teams. We were, and I was like, we need to keep our momentum going. But I sacrificed so much. I didn't realize how much of my life I took away by making such a short end decision on that. Randy Orton very publicly on a recent podcast talking about, when he was around 35, he went to Vince McMahon, told him, hey, my back is acting up and it's not good. And then Vince McMahon told him, hey man, we need you. The show needs you. What was the quote that he said? Mother Nature's going to get us all eventually. Something like that.
Yeah.
And from that, you could tell there's a shift in his tone. And he's like, I don't like this again. And to be fair, for the well done, well said, good form. The product thrived as long as it did because people put themselves away for the sake of the product.
Well, and there's this idea, I think, in all sports. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. I don't know, but there's this idea in all of them that you're just kind of like livestock out there.
Sure.
You know, the world of the NFL, they chew them up, spit them out. Olympics is really where it's bad.
But also, like, when you get injured in WWE, if you're a big enough star, you're a big enough product, you just grab the microphone for a couple months.
That's where they put Macho Man.
Yeah. You just hold
smart,
the microphone.
Jason Ventura.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good. CM Punk. You know, there's a lot of really, that's Chicago-made Punk.
Thank you.
Okay, he's
Thanks
from
for
Chicago.
clarifying.
Okay, just trying to help you out.
I knew the Nacho Man. Everyone knows him.
Oh, yeah.
Are all dudes at the top like demons, though? You know, like we look at UFC, Dana White sucks.
Yeah.
Like, do you have to get to that point professionally where you're that successful? You kind of have to leave everyone in the dust, right? You kind of have to be a horrible human being because you don't find that amount of success without exploiting, ruining, terrorizing, Donald Trumping others.
If you want to like get deeper with this, it's like the price of the American dream. You want to say, if you really want to achieve that dream, you're going to have to sacrifice
your
lot.
soul.
Yes. And so there's something that I deal with, you know, on a personal level.
Because you want to real bad, but you haven't been able to.
And then I'm also like facing the new limitations of my body. Like I'm older. I've been dealing with all these injuries that I've been like ignoring all my life.
Ozempic's not working for you. You're the one guy.
And like Ozempic is not my best friend right now. But like, there's still a piece of me that's saying, yeah, man, keep going, you know, but I have to be smart about things. I have to, the biggest thing that I have to work with and deal with is, am I safe enough to be in the ring with someone else? You know, this is just me on the level. I have to trust myself that I can work safely with someone else. Heaven forbid me having coming back to the ring 20 years and I end up becoming known as unsafe because I hurt someone.
If you were to beat up Hobo Hank, I'd be as mad at you as I've ever been at any human being ever.
And that is fair. One, it's business. He's our biggest draw. He's one of the bosses. Like it's bad business, and more important, it's bad for the business. You know, we don't. And like one of the coolest things we had in our meeting that really hit me when we had a production meeting with everyone in there, we're trying to clear the air, and he said, "Don't let small." This is what Hobo Hank said at the meeting. Don't let small decisions affect New Mexico pro wrestling as a whole. That really told me like this is bigger than me even more so.
There's a resurgence right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. And we got competition. You know, yes, we are a TV product. We are leading on that. But other guys are coming out swinging.
Sure.
Because they want to be part of the show.
Competition's an interesting word to me because I think what we have is parallels. You know, because I think, you know, for the monthly product that Duke City Championship Wrestling is for, you know, shows that show up, you know, they come to town or they go quarterly or they whatever. I think it's all just supplemental. You know, I think the more, the better for everyone involved.
Here lies my internal dilemma. This is just me because I'm part of the show and I'm grateful for it. Is I see it as a friendly competition because it gives us a chance to step up and do more and be better.
Yeah, everyone has motivators. Sure.
And motivating. There we go. That's the word I was looking for.
A rising tide floats all boats.
Well, and you know, I'll use like Going Over an example. Going Over airs at 9 a.m. on Saturday mornings right here on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Solly and I host that. We know what the competition is in town at that hour on radio. Yes. We're not accidentally going up against those shows. Like we're giving you local programming against some of the very limited other local programming here in town.
Yes.
Because the other sports talk in town, they pipe in almost everything. Now, the local that they do have, Van and I go up against every single day, and we love it. We love that when you're listening to us, you're choosing our live and local programming versus other local programming.
Sure.
We do the same thing on Saturday mornings. We're up against, you know, some names that were here on the sports animal for a lot of years.
Yeah.
And I think it's at best for everyone if you can jump back and forth and hear really good pro wrestling and combat sports talk all over the dial. I love that stuff.
I love that too. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. Well said.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. But I don't think the NFL would be as successful if it didn't have weirdo Roger Goodell at the top.
Well, any titans of industry, like there's something you have
Yeah.
to give up about yourself, about your psyche,
Humanity.
about your loved ones. You gotta,
Yeah.
you gotta screw people over to get to the top if you want to be at that level. I think you could be a great businessman. You could have a successful business and still be a wonderful person. But if you want to be as big as Vince McMahon in a cutthroat industry like that, you got to kind of be a pile of garbage. I draw the line at sexual assault and human trafficking.
Same.
That wasn't necessary.
That's not for me.
That's a different type of human being. It's good that he got outed. It's good that he's an example for the class. But to get to Vince McMahon levels, you got to screw some people over. You got to cut some throats.
I only know what I know, right? And whenever all that came out about Vince McMahon some time ago, which is the most horrific stuff possible, this was not on air. I go to Van and I go, I've been a fan of wrestling my whole life. I have to quit being a fan. And Van goes, yeah, you have to quit. And then coincidentally, just fired Vince McMahon like 2 days later. And I was like, okay, I'm in the clear. I don't have to make a decision.
So here's the question for y'all then. Like, how hard is it? Or are you able to separate the artist from the artist?
Well, I will answer that question on going over. Yeah. Van, good episode today.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you.
Bob, you made the show go round. For so much more, myself and Sally Taylor talking the world of pro wrestling. You can catch on Going Over this upcoming Saturday. Van, final words?
Too much of the time allotted, my friend, but anything that we didn't cover, check out tomorrow morning on the opening drive with Jeff and JJ.
Sally, thank you.
Thank you.
Good job, everyone. GG.
See you tomorrow at Sadie's Porque.